All right, folks, this is an emergency broadcast from World Class Bullshitters. Now, I was out in public and I ran home for this. I didn't even finish at the gym. I didn't take a shower. I didn't do anything. You can hear my voice reflecting back because that's how much of a mad dash I was in to get this news out to you as soon as possible. So there's been talk among certain contingent or certain groups about Kathleen Kennedy being fired at the end of September. And well, it's not happening. We here on World Class Bullshitters never fully committed to that. It was a theory. It was a rumor. We get all these sources all the time, and those rumors and sources that have been reported have been confirmed to be bullshit. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me get the article pulled up right now. So there's no saying that this is a made-up article or anything like that. This came straight from the horse's mouth, Hollywood. This is an exclusive from the Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, a lot of people are here. They want to talk about this shit. It was a good morning pop culture. It's a nightmare afternoon. So let me pull this up for you guys and girls out there, and we're going to check this out. So Star Wars chief Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm deal extended for 3 years. So we got 3 more years of this stuff. She's going to be in charge, making all the bad decisions. But you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm done. I'm leaving this channel. No, hear me out. Star Wars is in a bad place because of all the delayed. We're going to get 3 more years of these bad decisions, and maybe this will even further kill her cause. You know, the Force is female wasn't a smart wagon hit your horse to. Yeah, see, a lot of people are here already early to talk about this stuff. So I'm here until everything that needs to be said is said. So, folks, we have 200 viewers. We'll do it like we do Good Morning Pop Culture, and I'll start to read the article. So hello to everyone that's here, and let's get into the news. So this came out at 12:14 Pacific time, so that means 3:14 here. After box office disappointments of Solo, a Star Wars story, the studio plans to expand the universe with new characters, introduce movies, and television, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, Kathleen Kennedy has reignited her lightsaber. The lead producer and architect of the Star Wars franchise, has renewed her contract to remain president of Lucasfilm for another 3 years through 2021, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. The move is a vote of confidence in Kennedy, who took command of Lucasfilm after a $4 billion Disney acquisition from George Lucas in 2012, and has overseen the relaunch of Star Wars, one of the most revered movie properties in cinematic history, and flushed it down the toilet. That part was added by me. Disney's 4 new Star Wars films have grossed almost $4.5 billion at the worldwide box office. Ancillary and merchandising have brought in billions more into the studio's coffers. But it always hasn't been easy money. Kathleen had to replace directors on 2 movies that were either in production or post. Chris Lord and Phil Miller were fired from Solo, a Star Wars story on June 20th, 2017, less than a year before the film's release. Kennedy also effectively replaced Rogue One, a Star Wars story, Gareth Edwards with helmer Tony Gilroy, though Edwards kept his directing credit. Last year, Colin Trevorrow, who was to have directed Star Wars Episode 9, was fired and replaced with the series Episode 7 helmer J.J. Abrams. Kennedy's position is one of the most visible, her actions most highly scrutinized in Hollywood due to the immensely popular Lucasfilm franchise, which also includes Indiana Jones. So it's notable that her renewal follows this summer's Solo, a Star Wars story, the first big Star Wars disappointment at the box office, grossing only $392 million worldwide, and leading analysis to estimate a loss of the film at $50 million to $80 million or more. In contrast to The Last Jedi's, 2017's The Last Jedi and 2016's Rogue One grossed $1 billion globally, and 2015's The Force Awakens topped $2 billion in receipts. Kennedy's deal extension also follows a polarizing reaction to The Last Jedi, which sits at 91% fresh review on Rotten Tomatoes, but was flooded with unusually angry fan complaints on social media about key plot choices. The reaction to The Last Jedi and Solo is resulting in a shift in studio strategy, with Disney making plans to slow the output of movies. You can expect some slowdown, Disney CEO Bob Iger told The Hollywood Reporter in an interview published on September the 20th, adding, "But that doesn't mean we're going to stop making the films. The only Star Wars film currently underway is Episode 9, currently shooting in London, and due to be released December 20th, 2019. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Episode 9 will be the last chapter installments, with Disney planning on touting it as a selling point in the promotion of the film's campaign for the year leading up to the release. Lucasfilm is developing future projects from Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, as well as potential trilogy from Rian Johnson, the filmmaker behind The Last Jedi. However, Johnson, however, is currently prepping to shoot a detective thriller that is to star Daniel Craig. Sources say that the near future of Star Wars lies in television, with Kennedy Lucasfilm planning on expanding the universe with new characters in that medium. The show at this stage includes live-action series run by Jon Favreau, which is currently casting, and the animated Star Wars Clone Wars, both of which will air on Disney's Untitled streaming service, which is set to launch in the second half of 2019. Meanwhile, another animated series, Star Wars Resistance, premieres this month on the Disney Channel. Lucasfilm is also developing a new Indiana Jones movie, the fifth in the series, starring Harrison Ford and directed by Spielberg, but that project recently saw its release date pushed from July 10th, 2020 to July 9th, 2021. Script issues were the cause. The last Jones movie, 2008's The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, grossed $786 million worldwide, adjusted for inflation. Kennedy got her first break working as an assistant to writer John Milius and then Steven Spielberg, becoming co-founder of Amblin Entertainment. She has established one of the most enviable producing careers in Hollywood, with credits on classic blockbusters like E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, as well as critically acclaimed Spielberg dramas like Schindler's List, Munich, Warhorse, and Lincoln. In September, she was named as a recipient, along with her husband, producer Frank Marshall, of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Irving G. Thalberg Award for a body of work that reflects consistently high quality of motion picture production. She will receive the honor at the 10th Annual Governor's Awards on November the 18th. All right, so that's the article. Everything we know so far. This just came out, so let's start talking about this. So let's see who's here. So, oh crap. Okay, a lot of people are sending in super chats. Sorry guys, I was trying to catch up. Let me just pull up the super chat window and I can get into this, because this is a big deal right now. Like I said, normally I have a routine. I go to the gym, I do my stuff, I get ready, I go to dinner. I left with the nasty-ass gym clothes on to rush home and talk about this, because this is big. This is the big news story of the weekend that's going to color the rest of the year for Star Wars, because the other side, the anti-fandom menace, the people that want to lump us in as the racist and the sexist, that want to say, oh, we hate her because she's a woman, well, they got another thing coming. It's not about that. It's a displeasure with films. And now we got some more stuff to talk about. So Daniel Thomas says, what the fuck? Not fired? For fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm pissed too, man. Dragon Han says, Star Wars is over then. That's fine. We move on then. Thank you, Dragon Han. DeMille Jr. says, Star Wars Episode 9 from outer space. Thank you very much. Michael Hand, how is this possible? Well, that's how, you know how this is possible? Because Hollywood doubles down on their stupidity. Now, remember, guys, this doesn't change the film. So if it sucks, it sucks. It's still under Kathleen Kennedy's tenure. So she's actually more vulnerable than before, because you could always say, well, she was out before. They didn't know what they were going to do with the future of Star Wars. And now she, we can place the blame on somebody else. But now she's in till 2021. And have you noticed in this article how the narrative has changed? It went from, well, the future of Star Wars movies are new sagas and anthology films to, well, the future's really on TV. So you fucked up at the box office. So now you're running to TV, and you're going to say, well, Star Wars and TV have always historically had... Now shut your mouth, okay? No. They're running to TV. That doesn't change that The Last Jedi is shit. All it changes is that I've been very dissatisfied as a consumer, as a customer, someone that buys Star Wars or has bought Star Wars in the past, that I'm very dissatisfied. Now, on this channel, I hadn't heard anything about her getting fired. I had a couple people come out of the woodwork to tell me stuff, but I didn't trust them. So from now on, these inside sources, the people that come to me, are going to be even viewed with a more, more focused lens. So if you're going to make up shit and try to get me to report it, well, better luck next time, because you didn't fool me on this one, and you're not going to fool me next time. Dayton Pfeiffer, thank you. Wait, sorry. Dragon Han again, thank you very much. He says, we need to boycott Episode 9 and send a solid, united message that Disney will double down on its own failures. We will double down on our boycott. You guys got to vote with your wallet. I can't tell you to boycott. Look, I always tell people here on this channel, and I'm not going to change my message of the channel because they have done something like this. See, I'm not running scared from this information. If anything, it gives us more stuff to discuss. Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, all that stuff has been a really big mess. They're going to use this as ego. Oh, well, now Kathleen's going to right the ship into the future. But at least they're admitting fault to a degree. Before, it's, oh, everything's great now. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Look at the giant floating green head. Well, now, last week, Bob Iger admitted, well, there are some problems. Maybe we've put out too many movies too fast. We don't want to burn out the audience. So then now they're slowing it down. To me, that's a big victory. They want to act like, oh, you guys are making up bullshit. No, no, no. Read between the lines. Corporate talk is very easy to analyze. I went to college for advertising, marketing, and communications. Stuff like that, those press releases, I wrote them, all right? Boilerplate statements, all that shit. I know those type of things. That's where my knowledge comes from. I'm not just coming at it from a blind fanboy rage. I'm looking at all the corporately approved messages and reading into what they're telling us, because there's more underneath the surface of all these things. And there's more into this. Let me get back to these messages, and then I'll go and reanalyze the article. For everyone out there that's new to this stream, Kathleen Kennedy has been officially confirmed to be the president of Lucasfilm through 2021, a 3-year extension. So that old lady is not going anywhere. I'm sorry to break your heart, to ruin your Fridays, bring down the fun, but it's officially confirmed from the Hollywood Reporter, and this news just broke like an hour ago. So when you want shit like this, you got to subscribe to World Class Bullshitters. But Dragon Han, I will say this: if the people want to form their own boycott, I cannot control what the people want to do. I will advocate for this. Wait until we review it. Go the next weekend if you got to see it. At least wait, because you can scare them even more if they have a boycott seems nice in theory, but you're going to have those people like, well, I have to see it. I saw the other ones. I've never missed a Star Wars movie in theaters, blah, blah, blah. But if they wait a weekend and you have a catastrophic opening weekend, then the narrative switches to, holy shit, this is the lowest opening weekend in Star Wars history. What happened? Then they're going to start playing the blame game. Oh my God, look at this. Well, we have to blame this movie and Wicked and that and all the other movies. Jumanji. So you guys, if there's a boycott to be had, you'll have to make it up on your own. The official statement from this channel from me is make up your own mind. But if you have to, wait for me to review it, and I'll be reviewing it that day. So go the following weekend if you need to see it, but just wait till we review it, because we tend to have the same views on these things. So we'll give you our take. Dayton Pfeiffer, thank you very much for your super chat. When I sent you the comic suggestion last night, there was an autocorrect when it came to the sentence about Dion having weapon. I didn't know why that happened. Dayton Pfeiffer, don't worry, man. Whenever I see the Lemmy pop up, I know we're going to get a good message, but it's cool. Believe me, I understand sometimes in the confusion of sending a super chat through voice text and stuff like that. Look, I got a new phone. It still doesn't work 100% of the time. So no need to, clarify it. We got you, man. We got you. Swinging Cod says, well, sodomize me with a rusty piece of razor wire wrapped in rebar and call it love. Tiger really doesn't give a crap. Oh, you meant to say Iger. Speaking of autocorrect, there we go. Yeah, Iger doesn't give a crap. I've heard people have said that he's going to run for president and all this stupid shit. The dude needs to just focus on Disney. Disney's trying to buy up the world right now. We're in the middle of this Disney mass acquiring of the acquisition. Excuse me. Why couldn't I think of the word acquisition? But we're in the middle of this Disney acquisition of the entire world. This isn't a, oh man, maybe one day Disney will buy this and that. It's no, Disney is, taking over shit if we're not paying closer attention to it. They're going to try to put out Netflix. They're going to try to alter Hulu to their liking, all these other things. They own Fox. This has been a really fucked up year for entertainment and movies, and Disney is behind the wheel driving this shit show down the track. We have to be extra, extra careful with Disney. Just be, don't go out of your way to cause anybody that likes Disney harm, but just pay attention to all the news stories and read between the lines of the narrative. See, the best opposition to all this Disney stuff, all this Star Wars stuff, is being informed and being educated. It's not about making up stuff and getting people all riled up. No, read what's there and build upon that and come up with theories, come up with a thesis statement based on the facts that are out there. Because these other sources, Hollywood Reporter, certain things like that, I'm not saying they're, the most credible source in the world, but they have a lot more to lose if they start reporting fake entertainment news than other news outlets. So just learn everything you can about all this shit. And Swinging Cod, I can't help you with sodomizing you with a rusty piece of razor wire wrapped in rebar. It's Friday. You get down any way you want. No kink shaming on this channel unless you're Dion. But I don't think Iger gives a crap. I think they think that the Star Wars fans are dumb. They'll buy anything, guys. They don't care whose name's associated with it. And they kind of gloss over certain things in that article. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey says she has something over Iger, whether she's threatened sexual discrimination or even harassment. I don't know, but she's got something up her sleeve. I don't know about that either, but I can tell you she probably has the political climate out in Hollywood right now won't allow her to be fired. I mean, you could, if you want to put some spin on this story, you could say, what if she's just a figurehead for Lucasfilm and somebody else is taken over? I don't think it's going to be Dave Filoni as much as we want to get excited and all this other shit out there. That dude is doing his own thing. But we officially, she's the president of the company until 2021, and we just have to accept that, but we don't have to roll over and be defeated. This isn't a defeat for the fandom menace, for people that don't like The Last Jedi or Solo, because those movies, the damage is done. You do realize that this kind of announcement is meant to hit people like us, the people that care about Star Wars and follow it every day. Your general audience that didn't like Solo enough to go see it, or didn't like The Last Jedi or all these other things, or that are not buying the merchandise in droves, they don't know who she is. They know they didn't like the last movie and they're not excited for the next one. People have a very short attention span, and in today's culture and society in terms of entertainment, loyalty doesn't mean much. Hold on one second. All right, folks, sorry about that phone call. But no, I don't know. But the narrative right now in Hollywood is, I just don't think they can allow themselves to let her go. That is my guess about a spin. Brian Chief says, man, this is some bullshit. Well, I agree. Even world class. S. Gamble, where'd you go, man? Okay, S. Gamble, 121682 says, screw this. I'm done with Star Wars. Screw Disney. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people are going to be pissed off about this. Believe me, I'm not happy either. But like I said, this isn't a defeat for the fandom menace or whatever you want to call us. We're still going to go to Star Wars Celebration. We're still going to do what we want to do to show that this other side that's out there trying to paint us as a hate group or whatever. We're not at all. We're just people that were dissatisfied with the movie that want to love something. Cesare Japan, thank you very much, says, press F on flamethrower to burn body of Star Wars. Well, I guess the body of Star Wars is like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and they're just a smoldering mess, and it's time to just get off the planet and hopefully never return until your soon-to-be brother-in-law is frozen in carbonite, and you got to save his ass. Grand Inquisitor says, Star Wars is wrecked, even Jawas aren't interested in it. Star Wars is so wrecked, even Jawas aren't interested in it. Well, maybe Rey can go scavenge the remains of the Star Wars universe. She can junk it up and get like 8 portions worth of food. You know, that little bread you add water to and eat. This is good for Rey, guys. This furthers the narrative that The Force Awakens is the greatest movie ever made. I'm saying it. David Hervey, thank you very much for your super chat. Bob Iger covered for her. Seen this coming. Just sad. Well, if you want to look into that too, going off of what I said about having information from sources, again, this is Bob Iger taking the blame. He took the bullet. I mean, the High Council is going to be fucking off the chain this week, if you think about this, because this is the first big piece of news about Kathleen Kennedy post-Solo. We've been riding out the Solo train, waiting for more from them, and now this is going to come out. So she's going to start making more public appearances and other stuff. That's just a guess. This isn't confirmed or anything like that. I don't have any future Star Wars content. This is just a guess. But I'm sad too, David. Candleful Rock, thank you very much, said it wouldn't be the first time they've given an extension before getting rid of them. They would have problems getting rid of her now, so they might be allowing her to really screw up. Well, Kenneth, that's a very interesting point. Again, we can look at this from many different angles. We don't know the definitive version yet, but based on the performance of Star Wars, we've never seen it so low. Star Wars is at an all-time low. People want to bitch about the prequels and stuff like that, but the prequels never had a flop. The prequels never had people going, is Star Wars dead? No. Say what you will about the prequels. People were just kind of riding out, well, we'll wait to see when he becomes Darth Vader. And then it happened, and it was great. We had a nice couple of year grace period, and the Clone Wars TV show came out, and then once 2012 hit, nothing. But Kenneth, you're very right. It could be that they're waiting for her to mess up more, or it could be like David said a moment ago. They're playing they're removing the blame from Kathleen Kennedy because of the climate out in Hollywood. Lucasfilm doesn't want to be considered sexist. I mean, they can't afford a big claim like that. They cannot afford something crazy to happen and bring bad optics to the company. They have to focus on, look, Star Wars is already in a bad enough place. People are pissed off. They can't allow themselves to get raked over the coals by the Twitter people, because then everyone is turned on them. See, let's just break up Star Wars into 2 groups for simplistic analysis. There are the people that love The Last Jedi and everything about progressive entertainment in Star Wars, and then there are the people that didn't like The Last Jedi and didn't like the overly diversified Star Wars cast at the sacrifice of good character development. It wasn't a skin color issue. It was your characters blow ass. Don't act like Finn is this progressive character, this first black male in Star Wars. We had Lando 40 years ago. He's fucking better. I said that this morning. But let's break up. Let's just say there are two groups for this analysis. Group one that likes everything and it's super progressive, and then group two that doesn't like the movie, but it's not racist. They just get called that. Well, if Kathleen Kennedy gets fired, the narrative online from the people from in group one go, well, they don't like women. They took a woman out of power. They neutered her power. So then they turn on Lucasfilm. So you already had group two was already turned on Lucasfilm. And then group one turns on Lucasfilm. So nobody online is giving this movie positive praise. And there's a lot more influence online when everybody is just constant berating that it's divisive. So I think that's really what it boils down to. They don't want to sacrifice this online presence. So you're going to see them double down with more Luke Skywalker was a pussy and all this other stuff. It's going to be a really weird couple of months. The only thing I can tell you guys to do is rally around positivity with Star Wars and embrace what came before it, but also at the same time realize that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It's more than just Star Wars. It's politics. It's power play. It's all those things in entertainment. It's about Disney and control. Just make sure you realize that kind of stuff. Ghosty Ghost says, we all feel the anger. Well, Ghosty Ghost, thank you. I'm glad you all feel it as well. Like I said, I was just in a mad dash to get home. I had to talk about this. This is the biggest news story of the fucking month, of the quarter. When did Solo come out? Solo was quarter two. We're in the third quarter of the year, going to the final quarter coming up. We're in the final quarter. I can't do math. I'm sorry. Anyway, my point is, this is the biggest news story in months, okay? We have to talk about this. This is bigger than all this other stuff because this relates to everything that the fandom menace was built on. Now, like I said, guys, do not get deflated. Do not give up, okay? You can be angry. Stick with us. We're gonna unearth more of the information and give you guys more up-to-date stuff on this and look. And we're just going to investigate. Again, myself, I'll speak for the channel. I've never gone out of my way to, make false claims about this kind of stuff. We knew nothing behind the scenes. At least I didn't. I don't. People that come to me tell me certain things. There are certain benign things I've been told about toys and stuff like that, and that to me isn't anything that's scandalous. But it's also something I've been told, please don't report about it. Okay, fine. I never will. I won't betray your trust. But then there's other people like, well, I got pictures of this and that. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you? I don't even respond back. 6 Turning 4 Burning says, she'll be paid to sit on her ass. It's all image. That's really what it's coming out to be, at least from this moment. That's what I'm thinking about. Synaptic Flow, welcome to the channel. Everyone should boycott. A review won't matter. You guys, like I said, I'm in a different position than you realize. I don't want to be labeled as like some cult leader that brainwashed people into not going to see a movie that was, had a female lead and try to put some stink on us. Look, I don't want to see this movie. I have no interest in it. Star Wars is dead to me. I'm not changing my stance at all. It's very obvious that my stance has strengthened. But here's the thing. There's a difference between a hollow victory full of bullshit and a fucking defeat. If you want to defeat what bad Star Wars is, not defeating people, defeating bad Star Wars, you got to hit them with the wallet. You got to always be coming up with facts. You can't fall into the traps of getting on Twitter and doing all this other dumb shit. You got to win with the facts. You got to come in and you got to say, and you got to have really valid things. If you can't put up something that's 100% a fact, you come up with a stance, a valid criticism, things that you can't that don't unravel the minute you talk about, I dislike this movie. Remember when I had that debate way back in January with the guy? He talked about, the new Star Wars movies are great because they're inclusive. And I said, no, they're not. I said, they may be inclusive, but they're not great. They're not good movies. The inclusivity doesn't make up for a bad story. And his argument was all about inclusivity. And I came with more opinions on the stuff, and therefore I beat him in the debate. Make sure you guys are prepared for all this. Look, it's school. I'm not here to preach about school. You live your life, you do what you want to do. But I'll tell you this, if you want to engage in conversation and debate with these people out in the real world, on social media, however you choose to engage these people, this opposite group one, if we're just, for the simplification, make sure you have done your homework. Know all your facts. You can use us. When I make these videos about this, that, and the other, when I talk about Star Wars toy sales being down, I didn't just use the anecdotal proof. I've made other videos to show you from CNBC that says, hey, Hasbro's acquired brands, including Star Wars, are down. And then I had articles talking about how the guy said, well, maybe Star Wars isn't really dead and all that stuff. I have articles, stuff to back it up. You got to do the same thing for all of this stuff, because you don't want this to be, well, for like 8 months in 2018, people were kind of pissy at Star Wars and they just rolled over and took it and we won. No, this goes to show you that consumers hold all the power if we stay the course and always play fair. Beat them to a way that they can't dispute it. Oh, well, they did this, or they attacked on social media and they disheartened the crew. And no. We've always told you it was a bad story. We criticized you justly and fairly, and you fell to your own hubris and ego. Thank you, Disney. Good night and good luck. Whatever. I apologize. I'm really in a ranty mood right now, if you can't tell. I'm just not happy about any of this shit. But yeah, Synaptic Flow, like I said, I can't be the voice of a boycott without at all. You guys got to make up your own mind, because I have made my stance on this channel known. It's a consumer movement. I'll give you all the information I can. Subscribe to this channel, make sure you get all your information up to date as you can. Don't worry about the notifications, just check us out every day. I will always bring you guys more news, more information, more stuff to talk about. That's what I can do to help you make up your own mind, because it's not Jeff told me to do it. It's Jeff showed me that this was happening. Therefore, I made my own stance and took my own advice. I took his advice, but I formed my own opinion and went out to the real world and did my own thing, because that's more dangerous. Being, told is more dangerous than letting someone else make up their own mind. Or making up their own mind is more dangerous, because, these companies can't control you. It's not about, they want to control you. They want you to just live, buy their shit, and die. Don't fall into the trap. The Rookie Critic says, well, this sucks, but it'll be it'll be a while before real change. On a different note, do you want to voice a character in my FA rewrite, adding music and sound effects? Force Awakens rewrite, asked the Rookie Critic. Yeah, I'll help you out, man. All you do is shoot me an email, worldclassbs@mail.com, thebestmail.com, and I will we'll talk. You can email me a script. I'll record it in high quality, and I'll send it back to you. If you need help, just let me know, man. I got your back. Laura, Ryan Fanfiction stole my story. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad I found your channel and others. Sad. Laura, we're glad to have you here. You're a part of the High Council. You're a part of World Class Bullshitters, all the shows and stuff. We're happy to have you, too. So, if anything, as much as The Last Jedi has sucked and ruined Star Wars, it brought a lot of like-minded people together to discuss entertainment that they love. So, we're happy to have you, Lauren. Critical Equation says, does this mean Lucas was stabbed in the back? Well, Critical Equation, I don't know if he was stabbed in the back, but he was definitely duped, and he definitely regretted selling to Disney. We can go back and watch the Charlie Rose interview. This isn't any new information that Lucas regretted selling Star Wars. We hear that all the time. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have sold it. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I shouldn't have that. Well, George, you shouldn't have. From what I've heard, rumors that he didn't think he could do much with Star Wars. This is stuff I had heard years ago. There's not much he thought he could do, so he tried to sell it to save LucasArts and the jobs and all these people that depend on him. Well, George, you may have, but you may have created more of a problem. It's kind of funny how art imitates life. The master plan of all this, George Lucas will go down kind of like Anakin Skywalker, and in his place, Darth Kennedy rises up and takes over the galaxy, because I won't even call her the Emperor. There are people above her. The thing is with that woman, at least in my opinion, is she's not evil. She's just kind of inept, because look at all the shit they credit her for. She was an executive producer, and I've gone out of my way constantly to let you guys know what an executive producer does. I've never taken away her credits. Oh, you worked on this movie, you worked on that movie. That's fantastic, Kathleen. You've had a great lineage, but you're not involved with the creative process. Now that you are, look what happens. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. And it's not about a woman thing. We looked at Lauren Schuler Donner. Fantastic producer, involved with story. Really was involved with some great movies, and equally successful. Low-Key 07, Kathleen Kennedy is the Stephanie McMahon of Star Wars, ruining a once great franchise that was started by men. Low-Key 07, it saddens me to have to read Stephanie McMahon's name, because there are a lot of parallels between her and Kathleen Kennedy. To me, it's not about a woman ruining something started by a man. It's ruining something and injecting it with something that is the antithesis or antithetical to what it is. So wrestling was about action and suspense and all this other stuff. It may be fake. It's a male soap opera. I'm not going to act like it's real to you guys and try to sell you on wrestling. But it was one thing. Now it's about philanthropy and this thing and that thing and these stories and evolution of the women's development and all this other stuff. It reflects everything else in entertainment that's bad. And it's not bad because it's about women getting better roles. It's not that at all. Scarlett Johansson makes millions and millions of dollars a picture. We're past that barrier. It's about injecting Star Wars with political nonsense that reflects a small minority of people that make the shit. And your average person wants to go in and turn off their brain and enjoy Star Wars. But somebody like me was initially tipped off because of the lack of creativity, the lack of originality with The Force Awakens. And then they kind of subverted this weird SJW agenda into the movie by making certain characters say certain things. And then you go Rian Johnson's Last Jedi, full on, and they just get you. They lulled you in with that sense of security. Oh, everybody was so happy. Star Wars is back. Star Wars is back, everybody. We were all excited. Not me. Everyone else was. It came out. I felt duped, defeated, hurt, broken. And then we move on to the Rogue One. I kind of drank the Kool-Aid on that one. And then The Last Jedi came out and just shit the bed everywhere. The Rookie Critic also says, thank you very much. I think we'll be okay. It sucks, but I'm looking forward to stealing Solo. Ivan's re-edit, Star Wars Theories, Vader film, Mahler's Force Awakens critique, Star Wars is safe. Rookie Critic, that's the attitude I like to hear. Star Wars maybe not be safe, but it's not beyond being saved. And yeah, stealing Solo, the comic that I'm doing on Indiegogo, guys, check that out. That's kicking ass. Ivan's re-edit is awesome. I've had the privilege of seeing more than anybody else out there that would consume it. Star Wars Theories Vader film. I haven't heard much about it, so I'll have to check it out. You guys can tell me down in the chat below. And Mahler, whenever Mahler's name is involved with something, you know it's going to be good. So Star Wars is safe in the hands of people that get it, but the people that actually can control it and make it what it is, it's a little iffy, but we'll find out. David Hervey also says, the only way I can see her getting replaced is with another woman or minority instead of just someone who is qualified. The political climate we are in. Yes, the political climate sadly dictates everything. Everything's political, like posturing in Hollywood. It's not about the best story. It's about what's the narrative we can sell the bloggers and then push what. Like, I'm not saying there's this NWO style storyline coming out there, but there's some push recently that just feels off. I'm not even reading into the conspiracy aspect. All I'm saying is all of entertainment seems to have just switched like that. Mid MCU, we switched. Star Wars had the benefit of kind of building towards whatever. 2012 was when they announced the purchase. I believe it was Halloween 2012. And so they get you ready. They get you ready. The merchandise that comes out leans a certain way. This, that, and the other way. And then, boom, they hit you. You're excited with the nostalgia and the hype. You're lulled in, and then you got The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and then, whatever. But it was all about the behind-the-scenes messaging or whatever they're trying to do with it. The politics are key in Hollywood, and that's not a good thing. In the 80s, a good story elevated itself. You had low-budget stuff come out. Even in the 90s, you know what? Kevin Smith is the ultimate shill. Good for him. But Clerks is the ultimate underdog story. That guy took $24,000 roughly, and he made a movie that spoke to a generation of people, and he elevated himself. Now, he did play the game to get to a certain level, but he at least got to the table with his own creativity and originality. And I have respect for him. I may not respect his stance, and I don't trust his stance on a lot of things, but I respect how he got started, and I'm sure there's still a little glimmer of that guy. Like, I'm Luke, he's Darth Vader. He ain't my daddy, but I do believe there's some redemption for the man. So, Sire J. Longstroke says, I'm currently building camouflage scout trooper armor for airsoft battles. The helmet and the armor is welded steel and can withstand damage very well. Well, you might need to wear that Sire J. Longstroke for Star Wars Celebration if you're attending, because we're going to be berated with told you so's, ha-has. And you know what? Again, you just let it roll off your back, and you keep on moving forward. Episode 9 will be the determining factor. We know what's going on. Rendar Smith, cool name. What do you predict will come of LucasArts? Will they ever make good games again? I don't think LucasArts will ever come back. What I'm anticipating is that LucasArts will remain dead. Star Wars will continue to farm itself out to EA or other places. Maybe the next evolution of this stuff is them to move back into Rogue Squadron and stuff like that. Maybe they'll try to do Rogue Squadron 4 or something like that to really tug on the nostalgia bucks, because they really got to get. The thing is, they don't really have a future plan. Their future plan is essentially, well, we're going to sell them Lando Calrissian, this, that, and the other. There's so many things that they've done. They've kind of dug themselves into a deep hole. They don't have this game plan. Like Marvel doesn't have much of a game plan post 2022, but at least they leave themselves open for whatever they want, depending on Infinity War 2. Star Wars has built itself as this nostalgia brand, bring the kids and show them what you loved when you were young. Oh, there's the Millennium Falcon. Remember this? Remember that? With the games, they're going to double down on that shit too. I wouldn't be surprised, Rendar Smith, if you do see Dash Rendar merchandise come out and stuff to excite people after they've already failed with the new Star Wars. So I know a lot of people are going to look at that and go, oh man, now they're making this. Star Wars is great again. Or take out the word again and just say Star Wars is great. But remember all the shit that they actually tried. To me, seeing classic stuff come back, or LucasArts, the branding, or any of that stuff come back, is an admission of failure from my end. Not because I'm trying to be militant and angry, but because they refused to give us this shit for years. And now, after a certain point where we just rejected so much of this new crap, they come back and say, well, this is what you really want. So that's why we got the vintage card backs from from Hasbro. That's not because they wanted to do it, because they want to make money, and they know that people will buy into the vintage line. The vintage original trilogy collection line is one of the greatest lines ever from Star Wars. People buy into those card backs. You can print money if you just make a fucking card back that looks like the shit some guy played with it when he was 10 years old, But that's their future. Arc Trooper Knox says, I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Iger's leadership. I second that, my friend. I second that. People are sending me this. I love my friends because everyone's like, man, the channel's doing great. So they try to send me the article. So Nick sent me this right away. And now a couple other people are like, did you see Kathleen Kennedy's been doing this and that? So I apologize for the brief silence. Kavathar 1138, thank you very much for last night as well as tonight, or this super chat. Jeff, we could just purchase Legends material and not buy any new Star Wars faux material. Kavathar, that's very true. Now, I don't know if I want to make a video of this, but I can tell you this. If you need to build a Star Wars collection, if there's something that is making you, like, there's somebody holding a gun to your head, you need to collect Star Wars. Well, guess what, guys? There are literally millions of other things out there that have been made with the Star Wars brand on it that you guys can go out and buy and not give Disney an ounce of money. So if you're interested in reading these Legends novels, guess what? They were printed 25 years ago. Go to your local half-price bookstore, go online, buy that shit used secondhand. It's going to be an old printing. It's the same story. It doesn't matter. A book doesn't evolve. It's printed text on paper. It's the same shit. So you can go take Kevathar's approach, but I say don't even buy the new printings. If you want to read Star Wars comics from Dark Horse, go get the actual Dark Horse books. Don't buy the Marvel reprints. There are certain ways that if you need to consume Star Wars, you want to complete a collection, if you want to buy Star Wars toys, you can buy them used, or you can buy older ones. Believe me, people have collected thousands of Star Wars figures in the box. You can get brand new Star Wars figures from 25 years ago, or 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we had the Bendhams, and those just weren't that cool. But I got a fucking 95 Luke Skywalker on my shelf, mint in the box. Am I trying to sell it? No, but it only cost me $5 too, so it was a lot of fun. Jedi Rider says, just arrived. What the hell, Disney? Why is she still here? Well, like some people have said earlier on, it's probably a political move. It's posturing. Last week, Iger took the blame. Now she gets an extension. Is anyone above Iger? No, but maybe the board is making these calls. Who knows? Oak 1971. I can go 3 years without seeing a movie. And those were on cap, so that's why I yelled it. I can too. It's funny. People think that we're so stuck to see these things that we once loved. Look, I can skip a Spider-Man movie. I've done it twice before. I'm going to do it a third time. Or excuse me, I did it once before. I'm going to do it a second time now. It's not hard to move on to something else or just embrace what you love. I'm feeling kind of I'm not putting it out there as a guarantee, but I kind of want to stream Return to the Jedi tonight in honor of like this terrible thing, Maybe. You guys just press 1 or something. I'll check that out in a moment. D. Cara, welcome back. Time to learn to play D&D. Maybe. I guess I'll start reading old DC books or old Marvel books. Maybe I'll just keep drawing. Maybe I'll get back to making more and more comics after stealing Solo Captain's Parody. It'll just be something that we double down and do ourselves. God, we have 888 viewers out there. Folks, if you're here on the channel for the first time, subscribe for some Star Wars stuff. But everybody, hit that thumbs up button. Let's spread the word and let YouTube know that they want to, World Class Bullshitters is everywhere. 6 turning, 4 burning. Thank you very much. Let's see. You said, we are the minions of the shitter cult. Well, if you'll accept that name, I'll accept the title of Mr. Shitter, King Buff, whatever you guys want to call me. I will accept that name. Daniel Thomas, thank you very, very much. Whoever needed that rusty rebar to get effed with, I got you covered, bro. Sending via orbital bombardment. I just need your coordinates. LOL. Side note, my weekend is screwed. Thanks. Well, Daniel, I apologize that your weekend is screwed. I want you to have a good time. If your weekend is screwed now, go back and listen to the old content and have some fun with us. It's gonna brighten up your day. Go learn about the history of this channel. But I'm glad that you have the back of whoever needs to get effed by the rebar. I'll gladly give you the location, and we'll all take that bombardment. Thank you very much. Makita Goot says, not risking my holidays with episode 9, original trilogy, prequel trilogy, Clone Wars, and stealing Solo for my Christmas. Thank you, Makita Goot, for making stealing Solo part of your Christmas. I think you'll love it. I know you'll love it. Let's see what else we got going on. So, who popped up next? These are just everything's rolling in so fast. I'm sorry, guys. This is a big news story. I gotta make sure that we talk about the big news stories as they happen here on the channel. By the way, there's a link to Stealing Solo if you guys want to check it out. I'll put it in the description. So we have our friend Pagan God X says Jerry's reaction is worth the price of a pay-per-view. Oh well, poor Jeremy, that poor guy. And he's out of town. Oh, wow, this stream got demonetized because it has the words Kathleen Kennedy in it. So I guess I'm gonna have to fight that one as well. Damn. Trying to keep down the world-class bullshitters, man. There you go. Updated. Let's see. JSP emailed you a longer than 10-episode Twilight Zone list. All right, JSP. Well, I'm going to check out, see where your list crosses with mine over the weekend. Because Nick and Kendo have the list. I didn't write it down. I just recorded the audio and edited it myself. David Hervey, again, thank you very much. Everyone share this video on your social media so we can help get world-class bullshitters more subs and continue to build the hashtag fandom menace. This is not over. Hashtag make Star Wars great again. It's not over, and it's not a hate movement. It's not any of that. Listen to the shit. People have tried to pick apart things I said. Look, it is not Kathleen Kennedy is not discussed on this channel because she's a woman. She's discussed because she is involved. She's the head of Star Wars, and Star Wars is bad right now, and she's allowed it. It's nothing to do with her gender. It's nothing to do with the gender of the people in the writing group. It's the ideals, the ideology behind all these people that just don't mesh with Star Wars. Star Wars is the biggest, the greatest story ever told. It's the story of humanity's desire to become more, to be a hero, to achieve your destiny. Not anymore. There are now a bunch of nihilistic assholes have torn Star Wars down to try to build it up in their own image. But thankfully, Star Wars was so popular that they can never erase our memory. Unless mass hypnosis is being invested in by Disney, we have the originals, and they're too profitable to make go away. So they'll just constantly spin their wheels on the original stuff. Crispy Chip says Bob Iger's contract also got extended to 2021. I don't know if that's a joke, but if that's the case, well, good for Bob Iger? I don't know. It's funny how everybody wants to shit. I'm not really a Disney aficionado, but it's funny how everyone seems to want to shit on Michael Eisner and trying to do certain things with Disney, but it was better than where we are now. I'm just saying, at least in my opinion, it's better than where we are right now. I'm seeing a lot of people in the Fandom Menace make videos right now. I want to get a round table. Does anyone out there, could we get like, spread the word on Twitter right now, guys. See if we can get Doomcock and Mecha, what is her name? It should be Random Game User 42, and everyone that's involved with this shit. Put out a tweet, tag me in it. I second this. Let's see if tonight at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or a little later, we can get like a roundtable discussion about Kathleen Kennedy here on the channel. I know a lot of people are really passionate about this, and I want to get the word out too. And we need to take this all weekend long and keep this thing rolling and talk about this and figure out what's next for Star Wars, because I keep saying it's worth saving Star Wars. We're not here to bitch about it because it's popular and trendy. It's it was the greatest thing ever at one time, and now it's being changed for no reason. It's not that we've changed, Star Wars has changed, and people from every walk of life, every creed, every belief, everything feel the same way. We're very representative of the world in the Phantom Menace. It's not just a bunch of angry white dudes. They've lost that narrative fight, and they can't take it back. Sorian Sky says, ex-weatherman Bob Iger is untrustworthy. Surprise! I didn't realize Bob Iger was an ex-weatherman. I don't know much about Bob Iger. Sven Sandstrom, welcome back. Kathleen Kennedy is only a Hollywood prop to maintain Disney's woke image. We can only hope this is a PR thing and the creativity will improve behind the scenes. I would love to hear that news. That would be a great thing. She can be a figurehead and then somebody else can make the decisions. But who? If the who can't be discussed publicly, that almost makes me more worried, because I don't think the story group is very qualified. The writers that write Star Wars, I don't think are very qualified. I mean, this isn't just one bad movie, guys, with Star Wars. 2017 couldn't have been an unkinder year to Star Wars. It was a terrible movie, a terrible video game, merchandise at an all-time low in terms of like the glut of all of this shit. All of these things kind of hit Star Wars, and now they're like a wounded animal lashing out at the people that at one time made it very successful. Let's hope that the next people that go out and make some Star Wars stuff do it right and do it well. That's what we want. That's what we want. Michael Rodriguez, thank you very much. Maybe there's more to this announcement than meets the eye, Jeff. They renewed her contract, but what are the details? What power does she retain? Well, Michael, going back to what it said earlier, it says that she still has the same title. She will be the lead producer and architect of the Star Wars franchise, which I hate that, but I feel like that sentence right there is this like prodding us personally. Have renewed her contract to remain president of Lucasfilm for another 3 years through 2021. So the way I'm taking that, from my reading comprehension, is that she's got the same job publicly. Maybe there's more behind the scenes, but again, I can't lie and tell you guys I know more than I know. I don't come from the future. I don't have that information. I have what you have, but I also have a wide variety of knowledge and information that I've accumulated over the year that bounces off certain things. The Rookie Critic says the worse they get, the more creative we become. Very true, the Rookie Critic. Maybe this will be a golden age, a renaissance period for fan creativity and fan originality. Laura Ryan stole my fan fiction story, says I will get all my Star Wars audiobooks from the library. Laura, that is a fantastic idea. I wanted to get the Star Wars soundtracks. So what did I do? I went to the library and listened to them. They had them there. Mupti says, this has been a short love affair for me. I didn't get into Star Wars until a few years before the Disney buyout. Well, Mupti, you're still a part of this community. So even if you got into Star Wars a week before Disney bought it in 2012, your concern is still valid. Hell, you could have got into Star Wars with The Force Awakens, thought it was cool, loved the old ones, went back, saw it, kind of became disillusioned with the new stuff. It's possible. There's so many different scenarios out there, and I'm not here to discredit anyone's stance. Like I said, we're just happy to have you involved with all this stuff. But for me, I've been a Star Wars. Here's one thing I don't think I've told you guys. I have lied to people about being a Star Wars fan. A couple years ago, no, it was last year. It would have been, I was at GameStop buying something, and they said, would you like to pre-order Star Wars Battlefront 2? Are you a Star Wars fan? Do you want to get the DLC bubble? I said, I don't like Star Wars. And the guy looked at me, and I said, I never have. And he goes, okay. And then I paid for whatever I paid for. I had to lie. I was hurt. But I'm still going to say I've been a Star Wars fan since 1996, so 22 years. I'm 29 years old. So a big part of my life has been as a Star Wars fan. I mean, I've had Star Wars. When I had my first Holy Communion in the second grade, What did I have? I had a Star Wars cake with a Star Destroyer and lightsabers. What did I spend my money on from the communion gifts? Star Wars toys and video games. I've seen the movies countless times. I've never done costumes because in the 90s you couldn't really get Star Wars costumes. They weren't available, and I didn't want to look like I did one year. I took that back. I dressed as Luke Skywalker because I took Taekwondo. I took my karate gi. I wore that with a pair of gray sweatpants and some boots, and I looked like Luke Skywalker. I had a great Halloween. But I've been here a long time. I don't feel entitled to Star Wars, but I do feel like I have the right to voice my displeasure. To me, it's the same as the restaurant theory or analogy. You go to a restaurant, you pay for your meal, you're not liking it, well, then you have the right to complain and have them take it back and correct it. You're paying your money. I paid my money. I don't care about how people want to say, oh, you can't critique art in the same way. You know what? This isn't art. Star Wars hasn't been art in 30 fucking years. What it is a product to sell us because of the way they go about it. So you don't get to hide behind the art banner anymore. This is a product to push your ideals, to push your growth as a company into the black even further. You guys don't get the right to hide behind the artistic phrase anymore. You're not some small company that's trying to make a statement. No, you own the fucking world and you're just trying to make more money. Alec Munoz says, is this just the final proof that Disney doesn't care? It could be. It could very well be. Alec Munoz also says, does this mean Roundhead gets his trilogy? So said, well, remember the Bob Iger announcement was never mentioned it. They only mentioned the Benioff and Weiss thing. The Rian Johnson trilogy is mentioned from the Hollywood Reporter, but that's coming from I believe that's conjecture from the writer Alberto. Wait, no, that's the photo credit. But I believe that's conjecture on behalf of the writer. So nothing yet has changed from Rian Johnson. There's been no official statement, so we can't get too scared. So he can just roll his ass back home. Grand Inquisitor says, I call for an emergency high council on Saturday with guests. I mean, we could. It would be my week. I would. It's possible. I got to see what the other guys are up to. But if not, I will have something. I kind of want to do, like I said earlier, I want a Memorial Return of the Jedi screening for some reason. We did Star Wars and Empire this week. Let's close it out with Return of the Jedi. I'll see if the other guys are free tonight. Maybe I'll have a couple beers and we'll watch Empire or Return of the Jedi together as a community. Have some fun. Try to make light of this terrible, terrible situation. Now, again, let me reiterate or reread this, just the headline. Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars chief Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm deal extended for 3 years, exclusive to the Hollywood Reporter by Boris Kitt. And I'm just going to read this part. Kathleen Kennedy has reignited her lightsaber. She will remain president of Lucasfilm for another 3 years through 2021. The Hollywood Reporter has announced. So there you heard it, folks. No rumor, no innuendo, no speculation, no conjecture. Straight from the horse-faced mouth of Hollywood, Kathleen Kennedy is around till 2021. She's like a bad penny. She always turns up. We're stuck with her for a while. So all we can do is rally together as a community to figure out what the situation is, where we're going to go as a community. Do not allow this to tear apart your interest in saving Star Wars. If you're going to rewrite Star Wars, still rewrite your Star Wars movies. If you want to do your fan art and talk about better characters, you still do that. You want to praise the EU, read your comic books, do all that stuff. Don't give up your belief in what Star Wars has been or could be, or maybe even should be to some degree. So don't take this as defeat. Don't take this as failure. Star Wars is not done. Star Wars is not dead. Guys, we can save this shit. We can do all of our parts. We can enjoy and embrace what came before it. So I believe that I have covered. Let's see, Mr. Conman. I did not tell everybody. See, now this is another thing I wanted to address head on. So Mr. Conman 1987, I am not one of these people that likes to lie to people. I never once staked the channel on that Kathleen Kennedy was gone by the end of September. So I didn't lie to you. You are lying to me right now by saying that I said something I didn't say. So I would appreciate if you wouldn't tell that to people, because that's never been the case with me. Go back and watch my videos. I never said Kathleen Kennedy gone. I never had all these videos out there about this shit. So much like you, I didn't have any information. I didn't go out there and make it up. So I would appreciate, Mr. Conman, that you don't go spread some fake news, because that's that's as bad as you're accusing of me, accusing me of what I've done, which I haven't done. And like I said, this channel is an audio log of all the stuff I've done. You guys can check it out for yourselves. There's tons of content here to consume on the channel. Fucking millions and millions of minutes viewed on this channel. And you guys can go back and check it out. Like I said, last time I talked about Kathleen Kennedy, we talked about her Academy Award and how essentially she's getting an award for producing on from a council, a board that she's a member of. So I never once got on that one. So thank you, Six Turning, for burning. I'm glad. Look, I don't ever read the chat to try to attack people that are bullshitting. You can have some fun. So, Mr. Conman, I don't care who said what. You said that I said something, and I will defend myself because there are thousands, tens of thousands of people that listen to this channel all the time. I don't lie to these people. I've met them in person. I'm honest to their faces. I'm honest to them on the internet. So I'm not really going to go out of my way to put you on Front Street to embarrass you, but I will make sure that this bullshit isn't going to be pushed out there because see, I'm really excited about a lot of people that are right now saying Jeff didn't say that. Jeff didn't say that. I did not say that. Thank you. To let you know, I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody that said I didn't say it because I didn't. So thank you to Jedi Knight, friend of Captain Solo. Thank you to Craig Thompson. You're here all the time, man. Shout out to you. Thank you to let's see, who else said it? Let's see. Oh God, Mutala, you missed everything, man. Kathleen Kennedy, 2021. She's confirmed to be around until 2021. She got her her renewal. Thank you, superfan Adam Shawhan. How did Mike Zero get this wrong? Well, I guess the future isn't written. Let's see. 6 turning 4 burning again. I didn't say it, so I appreciate everybody that has my back. I just appreciate that, guys. Whatever anyone else said, I'm not here to tear apart the High Council or anything like that. But I never hitched my horse to that wagon. That's not what World Class Bullshitters was about. So, Mr. Conman, please see yourself to the door. I appreciate you taking your time watching this, but that wasn't me. So we had a few more super chats rolling. Like I've said, guys, don't give up on this shit. Don't give up on this shit. So where do we go? Yeah, I need a shot too, man. I could use a couple. I could use just a case of fucking beer. Isothane Stormcrow. Okay. Thank you very much. New name. Done with this SJW garbage. Take the money you were going to give to Star Wars and spend it on world-class bullshit instead for a better, entertaining cause. Isothane Stormcrow. I apologize for butchering your name. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. Like I always end every stream. Thank you guys for the support and just being a great community. So I'm not done, but I just want to tell you thanks. Levy Brown says KK blackmailed Bob Iger somehow. Only explanation. We'll never know, man. We'll never know. Crispy Chip says, look up Star Wars Mega Thread on Reddit. Every book, audio, comic, canon, and EU, everything ever made chronicled, download without paying. Kathleen Kennedy. Well, Crispy Chips, you told everybody about that. That is over there on the Star Wars Mega Thread on Reddit. So you guys do with that information as you will. Again, I cannot advocate piracy or any of that stuff on the channel. There are a lot of things I can't do. So you have to make up your own mind for all these things. Gojirfy says, Jeff accepted. It's over. Star Wars is dead. Gone. No, man. You can never keep a good man down. What Stallone movie was it? Rambo. Nothing is over until I say it's over. No. Not over at all. Herpicus McDurkington, thank you very much. Mainline Star Wars is doomed, but we still have the EU at least. Oh, man, Herpicus McDurkington. I'm usually so happy to see your screen name pop up, but now I'm a little saddened. But again, yeah, thank you everybody who I appreciate the support. Like I said, I didn't say those things, and I will not roll over, much like I don't think any of you should roll over for your beliefs in Star Wars. So I think it's time to close this out. So we have Mecha Random 42. How do you contact Jeff? Well, you just shoot me a Twitter message or an email, worldclassbs@mail.com. We will work on a video or a stream together as soon as possible. Mr. Conman 1980 says, Jeff, you was my favorite of the group, man. So why Ethan didn't check his sources before he made the video? Sorry, I meant Ethan, not you, brother. Well, you know what? I am not above accepting an apology. So, Mr. Conman, you do not have to see yourself to the door. You're welcome here on the channel, but please make sure before you lump me in with stuff other people said, because look, this information is not going to tear me apart with the other guys. They run their channels, I run mine. We're all friends. Everybody still loves the High Council. It's the best way to spend your Tuesday night. Any beef anyone has, you take it up with them, but do not ever blame somebody else for something someone else has said. So, Mr. Conman, that's cool, man. You apologize. I'm not some high and mighty asshole that has to make you feel bad or berate you in front of almost 1,000 people. That's cool, man. Everything's been taken care of. We're good. So, Mr. V says, sound the alarm, man the battle stations. This is not a drill. That's the end of the world as we know it, though, and I don't feel fine, Mr. V. No, I'm just saying, man. It's a joke. Jeff, maybe Iger kept Kennedy and Ken Johnson. We'll find out, guys. Like I said here on this channel, we have to always pay attention to these sources and just keep our eyes peeled. Just pay attention to everything. Do not allow them to dupe you. That's the trick that they're hoping for. They want to blind you with this stuff and that stuff and these causes and these problems and these groups of people. No, if you're really focused on Star Wars, just stay focused and pay attention. Read the sources. Find if they're credible or not. There's a lot of stuff. We have the internet now. We have Google, all these things. Just search it, find out if a source is credible. There are a lot of bullshit sites out there that are, not credible. King Harkinian says they'll never get Back to the Future. King Harkinian, that's true. Even though Kathleen Kennedy's name is on Back to the Future, we have Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale to thank for never allowing it to be remade. They've actually gone on record to say that. So, Back to the Future will be safe. I know a lot of people are like, whatever, but hey. Thank you, the DJ D Show. Thank you, Superfan Adam Shawhan. I appreciate you passing your message to Doomcock. Don't throw anybody under the bus, guys. This is what these people would want for us to go, oh, this news, and then the High Council's dead and all this stuff. No. It's not dead. All we got to do is look and assess the damage done to Star Wars by them. Same thing happened to Disney to ESPN president. 3-year extension then was gone shortly after, both owned by Disney. We'll never, ever know. We have to just wait and find out, man. We just have to wait and find out. This proof, Mike Zero clickbait. Well, maybe Grandmaster Yoda. We'll find out. We'll find out where all these things come from in the future. What will the state of Star Wars be in 2021? I'm going to be alive, so we're going to find out together as a community. I love I'm getting all these messages. I'm getting all these messages from people. Let's see. Salvador says, I got a belly full of white dog crap, and now you got to lay this crap on me? This deal is getting worse all the time. Salvador, best super chat of the day. You quoted Step Brothers, and then The Empire Strikes Back on top of that. Win. That's all I can say. Winner right there. Thank you very, very much. Gojirify says, you can't warm up a dried turd, Jeff. That's true, but hopefully you can try to moisten it up and dig apart what little slivers of gold are in there, maybe. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much, said, just wanted to do a quick plug for my indie game, first-person shooter video game dev, FPS video game dev. Find us on Facebook and Patreon, making indie first-person role-playing game. All right, folks, well, it's FPS video game dev on Facebook and Patreon. I always talk about supporting independent art. I mean, I'm making my own comic with Stealing Solo, but I also support other people who are out there making their own games, writing their own novels, all that stuff. So if you are fed up with Star Wars crap, just check out independent work, because the ideology is not the same at a corporate level as it is somebody that's hungry and trying to make it. So check that out, guys. That's FPS video game dev on Facebook and Patreon. Oh, Makini90 just catching up. What happened? Makini90, oh my God, you missed it. Kathleen Kennedy's contract has been renewed till 2021. She is still the president of Lucasfilm. So be prepared, man. Krista Joe, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I think she's staying till episode 9 premieres so Hollywood and the media can rig interviews so it looks successful despite the fan backlash. So she looks good. Very, very possible. I would not be surprised. Now, obviously, unless we have a Sony email hack like we did in 2015, right? 2015, 14? I don't know exactly what happened. My point is, unless we have a Sony email hack to know behind-the-scenes stuff, it is all, conjecture, rumors, and theories. But We know that Hollywood likes to save face. That is so important. That is so important to them. The narrative around the movie is more important than the actual movie itself to these people. So, Krista Joe, that's very possible. That could be where we go. Remember, Kathleen Kennedy wasn't really too public since The Last Jedi, so we're gonna probably see her now more, kind of like I told you so thing. So there's gonna be a little bit of ego and hubris on there, and a little bit of poking here and there, like, hey, look at me, look at us, success, blah blah blah. Well, the next movie determines that, Kathleen. The fans have spoken. Darth Armo, thank you very much. I called my friend at Disney, like, what the fuck? His response to the voice of Mandarin: we never saw it coming. It's an interesting time right now to be alive. It's an interesting time to be alive. Makindi90 says, have we colonized Mars yet? No. But Venus is looking pretty good. That's a Twilight Zone reference, sorry. But folks, again, I just want to thank everyone who has joined us in mourning this terrible news. We had almost 900 people at the peak, so hopefully we can get like 900 thumbs up in there and help YouTube be like, hey, this video doesn't contain hate speech. Why is it demonetized? But no, again, I'd just like to thank everybody out there. And Conman87, I just want to put it out there again, man. No hard feelings. So don't feel like you can't come to the channel and hang out. I won't allow myself to be lied about, but again, I'm not one of those people that's going to try to make you feel bad about stuff. Made a mistake, everything's cool. We we're on talking terms. Oh God, Proper Jeremy's here. Frank Oz, Master Yoda himself, replied to Proper Jeremy on Twitter. Proper Jeremy for the win. Proper Jeremy, you do get an award right there. If you ever get to talk to Frank Oz again, could you let him know that World Class Bullshitters loves La Boheme? It's an opera. Or actually, no. Tell him that World Class Bullshitters loves the movie Bowfinger. It's a fantastic piece of work that's underrated and needs some praise. Let's see. Mr. V, thank you very much. Rookie Critic, thank you very much. It'll be a while before my rewrite is finished, trying to have the community lend their voices to the characters. I'll let you know when I have the script. Well, the Rookie Critic, please let me know. Whatever you need us for, we'll gladly help you out. No problem, man. Let's see. Even a small Star Wars channels now need to band together to make an uproar, says the Star Wars Dad. Well, folks, check out the Star Wars Dad. Mecha Random says, please contact me. Might have to be Saturday if that works. Oh, we can make something work. I was going to do this live stream where I draw, and I do have to do that as well. I can do both. I've done double streams on a Saturday night. It's not a first for World Class Bullshitter. So Mecha Random 42, you have my email, worldclassbs@mail.com. I'll do my best to read all the emails and get the word out there. We're going to come up with something really soon. Laura Ryan stole my fan fiction story, says, shut up, Proper Jeremy. Well, Proper Jeremy has spoken, and let me spell Mario Kart with a a Q and an M in there somewhere. All right, folks. Well, I think it's time to go. Everything that needed to be said about this situation has been said. So to the 831 of you out there, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do. World Class Bullshitters put out content almost every day. We have the month of October coming, which is a very Halloween-themed month. But you know what? We're living the Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger isn't terrorizing our dreams. Kathleen Kennedy is terrorizing our reality. So until next time, folks, take the information out into the world, spread it, let everyone know where you got it from, World Class Bullshitters, and I'll be back later with more.